roll up, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest podcast on earth. Step right up and experience the magnificence that is the Two Ring Circus podcast. You'll gasp, you'll laugh, and you'll be amazed at what comes next.
Amazing.
Don't worry about the smell. It's just the stars of our show, Tom Italiano
That's me.
and Matt Bradshaw.
Steven Seagal.
Welcome!
Evening.
What do you call a man with a... You call a man with a failed movie career and standing on a football oval with a chip in his mouth.
It's good.
Yeah,
Steven
Steven
Seagal. I just made the comment that your shirt looked very Seagal-esque.
And I was taken aback. I felt like I was under siege. Also,
I don't know the names of any of his movies enough to even make a pun out of any of them.
I think that's the only one I know.
Death Wish, or was that Charles Bronson?
No, he had Death Wish.
Did he?
Well, I don't think he had one. I think he had the movie. Yeah.
I'm not a real martial arts. That's
Geez, you love mixed martial arts though. Ooh,
Yeah.
Boy,
Okay. Oh, come on! I wasn't that fired up about
you
it.
were. You got up last. So we were out late last night for Amy's birthday. Went to a karaoke bar and I don't know.
Oh, should we go back? We're in Bali.
Where?
Bali.
True. Which is an island in Indonesia. Some people may not know that.
See, when I was far out, this is already difficult, this work.
What day is it?
We should have done this live, by the way. It is Thursday.
Well, it's currently
It should be
live.
out by now.
Yeah.
Yes, currently live. Barely. I slept till 11:45.
Which technically is 2:45.
Don't be that guy.
Which guy?
That guy that does that stuff.
It's really warm without the air conditioning on.
Yes,
Isn't it?
don't be the Steven Seagal of chronology. I don't like it.
All right. Did you feel under siege too?
Was there?
I think there was.
I think there was. I think there was too.
Erica Aleniak was in it. I'll tell the Erica Aleniak story later.
Okay, so quick thing about being on or in something. I was on Belitung,
Yes.
which is a tiny island,
Right.
but I feel like I'm in Bali.
Right.
But that's not correct, is it? I'm on Bali.
You're on Bali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
also-
not what people
yeah.
say and do.
I think you're in Bali as well.
Why?
Well, I think you're on the island.
Yes.
Right. And in the culture.
Really? Is that what we're doing these days?
Well, I think so. I think you're in a country. Like you're in a place. Mm. Right. But you're on it as well. Yeah. No.
Because I live in Australia, not on Australia.
You live both. Because Australia is a piece of land as well as a concept. So you live in the concept and you live on the land.
I don't live on the land. It's a fucking drought.
Erica Aleniak, you want to hear the story? Have I ever told you?
All right, can you bookmark where we were to come back to it?
What were we doing? Oh, you go.
No, well, you started to say about UFC last night.
Ah, yeah.
And I said, let's at least explain. And then you said Amy's birthday. And I thought we ought to at least explain that we're
We'll get back to
on Bali.
We'll get back to Erica Aleniak. So our friend Amy organised for her birthday to, instead of organising a big party, she said, I'd like to go away with my family, and if any of my friends would like to come, then please come along. We are going to Bali. And gave us all plenty of notice. And then
To which, by the way, at the time, my response was, that's not April. That's not Thailand, which is what Steve and I had talked about doing. Nothing to do with Amy's birthday. Just let's go somewhere. Was it April? Yeah, something like that. And I think we were on our way to a gig together, made a unilateral decision that was what was going to happen. He said, yeah, well, we want to go away somewhere. It's great. Let's go to Thailand in April. And I sent him a message to the effect of saying, don't forget to book those flights to Thailand. And then the next thing that happened was there was the invitation from Amy. And I messaged Steve and said, what? Go on.
So that was earlier in the year, and we are now on Bali and in Indonesia. Maybe that's the correct term.
All right.
Yeah. And it was Amy's birthday yesterday, and we had the birthday dinner, and it was lovely and fun. And a few of us went out to a karaoke bar down the road, which, interestingly, they closed down pretty much as soon as we got there. They stopped the singing. Is that because
At midnight.
Is that because you're not supposed to be a good singer at karaoke? Because Amy smashed it. She can really sing.
Yeah, she
great,
can.
Great voice.
With possibly the worst sound system I've ever heard. Ever.
Oh, it was pretty awful. Yeah.
It was,
I think-
hilariously bad.
I actually think... I do believe...
Very good. That's a passable Louis Armstrong.
I think at some point it was a good one, but it had
Yes.
just been destroyed over
Might
time.
have been the 70s.
Yeah. And so what happened when the karaoke was shut down, the screen started playing the UFC.
I like the way you say shut down, by the way, like the cops came.
Well, it's definitely the sanity police. For me, at least.
Insanity or on sanity?
Well, I think that does depend.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what her name is. Yes. You can be both.
Sanity? Tell me about it. Start.
Oh, I've got chills.
Yeah. No, you don't.
No, it's hot in here.
Take all your clothes. Come on, Steven Seagal. Get on it.
Oh, caca.
You mean... Oh, God. You're about to say cashew nuts.
It's just a second podcast in a row. And I've lost it.
Yeah.
I love my life. What a life. I just get to cry in laughter on a regular basis.
Good man.
Anyway, the UFC got playing on the screens. And Matt, you don't like the UFC.
I don't.
So he
I
stood
hate
up,
everything it stands for.
pushed his chair in heartily, and said, I'm out of here. And we were, the five of us left there, with our beers in our hand going, all right, it's Bali, we can go walking with beers in our hands. So we followed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more of a conversation that went along with it. Wasn't just that the UFC came on and I said, fuck this, I'm done.
No, there was a lot of back and forth about how awful you thought it was and how much the girls loved it.
Yeah. Andrew Pobjoy agrees with me. Our mate who runs the piano bar.
Well then.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes.
I wasn't the lone dissenter. Oh yes, I'm the lone. What?
Is that the first draft?
The lone dissenter?
Yeah.
No, what? Hi-ho Silver?
Yeah.
Hooray! What?
Is he the Lone Ranger? Hi-Ho Silver? Is what the horse's name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Was he on silver or in silver?
I think that depends as well.
She was only the farmer's daughter, but all the horsemen knew her.
No. Hey, more horse gags. Why my face?
Yeah, that shits me too.
What?
Fucking people talking nasty about Sarah Jessica Parker.
Why?
I don't like it.
We're just horsing around.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, why?
Because just leave her alone and her lovely long face.
I thought he was about to sing My Lovely Horse.
No, I've done it twice in the last 2 weeks at gigs though.
No.
I'd forgotten about it.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
Do you remember the internet phenomenon that was, look at my horse is amazing?
No. Why did I miss that?
It's pretty good. Little cartoony thing. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's, I guess, in the same vein of, do you remember Charlie and Candy Mountain?
No.
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
No.
No?
No, what's that?
That's a... you got to see it. Yeah, it's really good.
Right.
Yay! Candy Mountain. Okay, doesn't matter if you haven't seen it.
Not great salesman.
No, sorry, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
I've shown it to other people who also have said, this is ridiculous and why are you subjecting me to this when I'm an adult male and I have a brain? But I reckon you'll like it.
okay.
Yeah. Absurd. Anyway, yeah, there was a little cartoony song called Look at My Horse. My horse is amazing. And I used to do it at gigs. Look at my horse is amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I do like the sound of that.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
It's good. All right. I'll post a link so you can all remember. Anyway, friends who I first did that for, I hate a dangling participle. Friends for whom I first did that song.
I want them.
It's the heat. They're both dangling. Both my participles. So, they came along to my gig last Thursday, whenever it was that I did a gig, that they were there. And I did a bunch of songs about horses. I did Wild Horses. I did the horses. Well, I had to.
Okay.
I did My Lovely Horse. And then they said, what about My Horse is Amazing? Oh, shit.
Good idea.
I'd completely forgotten. Yeah, so I'm going to have to relearn it.
Geordie and I, last Sunday, we played, and there was a whole bunch of people who'd done the marathon. And so he sang songs with the word run in the title, and I sang songs with walk, because we decided out of the two of us, he was more likely to run a marathon and I was more likely to walk on.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you play Run, Don't Walk?
No.
Ah, dude.
I don't know what that is. What's that?
I think it's The Shadows, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I heard you.
Anyway.
Thriceness.
I was going to tell you a story about Erica Aleniak earlier.
I never would have got back to that name.
Well,
I would have said Armin, what's his name? Armin Zane?
RAMI MALEK.
No, not him. He's good.
So.
Oh, no, that's not who I met either. Who's the guy, Mr. Robot?
Oh, yeah, okay, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not him either. Sorry, folks.
Why are you apologising to them?
I'm apologising for myself and to myself. I don't even know how I got here, but I'm sorry. When I was 11 years old...
RAMI MALEK.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks, man. Well, I looked it up.
When I was 11 years old, the television show Baywatch was at the peak of its powers, and Erica Aleniak was, I think, kind of the replacement for... What's her face?
You know, you say her name and I want to say Doodah afterwards.
Yeah, well, wait till the story finishes.
Oh!
Yes. She
Does
was
it involve your Doodah?
Almost. She was quite an attractive young lady, and so I had a little bit of a crush. Anyway, used to go to Werribee Plaza to collect trolleys off shoppers because they had dollars in them, and I would say to them as they would walk out of the supermarket, "Excuse me, can I please help you with your shopping, and in return get to take your trolley back?" And you know, you didn't actually say get to keep your dollar, but everyone knew that's what they meant. And people were mostly, "Yeah, mate, no worries, that'd be great." And then you'd have a bit of a chat, get the dollar, and that was how I got my pocket money for pretty much 3 years. It's also how I saved up enough money to buy Crowder House's Temple of Enlowment. But anyway, that's another story.
We've spoken about it.
We have. So one day I met my friend Troy. You see, we lived on opposite sides of the plaza. We met up, we did some trolley collecting, and then we went to the newsagent. Because around about that time was when Erica Aleniak did her Playboy spread. So I'm one of those people, I'd always have been like, I'm not very brave, but if someone's less brave, I go, all right, I'll do it. Right, so we went into the newsagent and I picked up the Playboy. I was like 11 years old. And I picked it up and I opened it up and he came over and we were both looking at it together, looking at this stunning woman in the in her Baywatch gear and without it.
So was Playboy doing full nudes at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
think I've ever owned a Playboy magazine.
well, I've owned one. The story keeps going. Anyway, Troy says, Dom, there's a man standing behind me. There's a man standing behind me. I'm like, what? There's a man standing behind me, looking over my shoulder, and he hasn't moved for like 30 seconds. And I turn around.
Was it David Hasselhoff?
No, I turn around and it was my dad.
Oh, no!
which was a miracle in itself, because my dad never went to the shopping centre by himself. So he'd obviously just popped out and he'd gone to Kmart, and Kmart was directly, or Coles was directly across the road from the thingamajig, the newsagent. Anyway, clipped me over the ear, said, by the time I get home, you better have told your mother what I caught you doing. So I got on my bike and I rode home, and I got home and Mum said, oh, you get back from collecting trolleys early? I said, I told her the story. And she clearly was like, trying not to laugh, but well, you better go to your room until Dad gets home then. So I was grounded for a week. And I got grounded, and they sat me down. They said, that's not something you should be doing in public. You shouldn't be reading those kind of magazines. But it's not the kind of thing you should do. Anyway, I did my chores and I was grounded for a week, and at the end of the week, the Playboy was on my bed. My dad bought it for me. Dad's all about the lesson.
Yeah.
He's all about the lesson.
11.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the only Playboy I ever owned. And do you know what's cool? I got to collect the trolleys. Someone else paid for it. I mean, I paid for it technically by not being able to do anything for a week. But, yeah, there you go.
Would you have earned enough money in a week to buy it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you
$1
would.
for I mean, I'm talking 1989.
How much was a Playboy in 1989? 15 bucks?
No way. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe 10?
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, eh?
Well,
How much is a litre of milk?
I don't know.
Mr. Turnbull?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't buy milk.
no. No, it's Mr. Turnbull. Yeah, someone buy it for him.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why is it important for like a politician to know the price of like everyday commodities?
Because they need
Why?
to know what everyday people are going through.
Why?
They just do.
That's silly.
It's not silly.
Why?
Because they're our elected officials. They should have a full understanding of, particularly of what their main voter base, particularly what they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. They should know stuff like that. They should know what a weekly shop costs.
Well,
They fucking should.
I don't agree. That's why.
And I don't like UFC.
Okay. She's allowed.
I'm outta
today.
here.
You're allowed today.
I'm allowed.
Yeah, you are allowed. And it's permissible.
Boys allowed.
So, would you like to tell the world what else you've done this week, other than
If you want.
to KFC?
I used to really like KFC.
Hey, I should let everyone know.
Yeah, go on.
There's a JFC
Yes.
in Bali.
Yep.
Yeah, Java
Java fried chicken, yeah.
And it's like a Balinese-looking guy with the hat on. It looks I mean, it's a total piss take.
Brilliant.
Well, it's not. No, it's not a piss take. It looks like a piss take because it's done pretty shoddily. But
Yeah.
it's like it looks like it's supposed to be KFC, but it's JFC. It's cute.
Yeah. There was an OFC in Billiton when I was there.
What's that?
Original fried chicken.
All right.
Yeah, not Oriental fried chicken. Yeah, original fried
Say
chicken.
that, man.
I can.
Oh.
You're allowed to talk it.
What?
Yeah, you're allowed to say Oriental about food, just not about people. What about massage?
Disoriental.
Oriental massage. I'm not sure about that. That feels weird.
Speaking of massage, after we leave here, I'm going to go get 4 hands.
Yes.
3 people.
Like sweat dripping out of dirty laundry.
Oh, good. Yeah. God, terrible song.
But geez, people like it though.
They do.
And it's one of those universal songs.
It does.
Like 20-year-old girls love it, and
40-year-old girls.
and 40-year-old girls love it. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
It is. It's a song though. That's what's good about it.
Yeah, it is actually a song.
It's a song. It's not one of those like doof doof doof. Is there anything going to happen ever? Is there an actual chorus or anything like that? It's a song. It's got a bridge.
It's got a bridge. And I love when in the band, though we didn't do it in G-Force, but because we don't play at venues where it's suitable, but we did it in the Ralph Thomas band as one of the covers that we did, and Geordie sang it, and he sings the arse off it. It's fucking great. Every time he sings it, I'm reminded of how it actually goes instead of how
we do it.
I sing it. Yeah. But we stick a guitar solo in it, like we do when you and I do it. So it becomes I don't mean a song becomes a song when you put a solo in it, except it kind of does. But it becomes a song, and you play it with real drums, and it's actually cool. It's good fun to play.
I often get a bit confused these days when I hear the original version of a song. I'm like, is that how that goes? There's no guitar solo in it. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
Yeah.
There was, I suppose you go back 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, probably longer, 10, 15 years, when songs went from being how you and I grew up listening to them, which was, if you're just listening to basic pop rock songs, first, like intro, verse, chorus, bridge, maybe, solo, couple of choruses out. Yep. And that's pretty well how a song was constructed. And then solos got replaced with raps. and that's what took the place. That was the that section of the song. Verse, chorus, rap, chorus. And it's never been the same since. And now here we are, trying to shoehorn solos back into Hot and Cold and Zayn Malik. Is that his name?
Yeah. Yes.
So I went back to the town where I was born. I didn't. That's Hobart. I went back to the island on which I
grew up.
What?
Is that the other?
The town where I grew up.
Yeah.
Ah, is that yeah? I went back to the island on which I grew up between the ages of 4 and 8.
Tell them the nice little bit of trivia about the name of the island.
Okay.
And the name of
I
the
love
other
when
thing.
he does this. When he interviews me. When he sustainable creatives me. No,
Not yet, mate.
I'm never coming on there. He doesn't want me as a guest. He already knows I don't do anything.
Stop that.
You stop that.
Tell them.
All right, Stephen. Baldwin. BHP Billiton, the island, Belitung, Belitung, which used to be back in the old days Blitong. That's where BHP Billiton gets its name from, because Westerners are useless at pronouncing anything the way the locals do. So Belitung became Billiton. I'm saying it an Australian thing. It actually wasn't an Australian that named it. I think it was German company, Dutch company. Probably Dutch, because
Dutch.
it was, because of the occupation. But it was, anyway, there we go. So my father worked, he's a metallurgist. He once
So
was,
it's mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
He once was given a T-shirt by his subordinates, the guys who worked for him. And I remember I was thinking about it as I was hiking up this rocky path into the jungle to try to get to the top of... It wasn't steps.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never seen it. Rocky. To the top of the open cut mine. So...
Well, literally is the scene from Rocky.
Huh?
Get to the top of... Anyway.
Okay. I presume people are familiar with what an open cut mine looks like. Like, you basically cut into the side of the mountain or whatever, and then it's kind of concentric circles, which basically you dig at the bottom and you drive the shit up to the top, or you dig into the side of the mountain and pull the shit out. There you go. Fucking hell. That's why I'm not a metallurgist. They once gave him a T-shirt that said, metallurgist, jack of all trades and master of some, which I remember back in the day, as a kid, my dad laughing at it and saying, I don't think they get it. They don't get the phrase. But actually, I think my dad didn't get it. I think it was totally what it was supposed to say. Jack of all trades and master of some. Because you know the phrase is... No.
Oh, that would be funny.
Anyway, because over my dad's career as a metallurgist, he's performed like a huge number of roles. So chemical analysis of the stuff they bring up, but feasibility studies. And Brian, my mate in Adelaide, always talks about the time that my dad was at the starting stages of a mine on Banker Island, which is related to Belitung. They're often called Banker Belitung Islands. Brian reminds me that I once helped my dad pick the paint scheme for the mine. Yeah. So anyway, so
lots of similar stories my dad has. He didn't go into mining; he went into steel making. But yeah, same thing of like, hey Joe, where you go with that gun in your hand? Now I was like, I will get you to do this because you understand the chemistry, and you understand the you do this analysis and you understand the physics of that because they have to in order to.
They're fucking clever fellas.
Yeah, they're one step away from being Midas. Really,
that's pretty good. Yeah. So I went back to the island for the first time since I grew up there. So little tiny island, like maybe 160, 180 Ks from one side to the other. And I just jumped on a motorbike and rode around seeing what I could find, which on the first day was bugger all. I found where I used to live, like the area where I used to live, but couldn't find my old house. And I remember when my dad and I 4 or 5 years ago went down to Tassie, to the west coast of Tasmania, which is where I actually grew up, born in Hobart, but moved to the west coast and grew up with my parents there. I'm looking into middle distance as I try to remember things.
Yeah, I do all the time.
And we went back to our my hometown, a place called Luina, which now doesn't exist. It's a ghost town. So, because again, Dad being in the mining game, when the mine shut down, they just took all the prefab buildings out, and it's been, so the roads are there, but there's trees growing up through the middle of them, and it's a pine forest. I'm trying to think. There's a name in Indonesian where the man-made stuff gets reclaimed
by the forest.
Katamunting or something like that. I can't remember. It's really cool though. I love the concept of it, that it's actually got a name. Because we don't have that.
No, well, it doesn't happen very often in the Western world. It's usually...
Maybe that's why. Yeah, it's like 155 words for snow. Yeah. So, what happened? I went to try... so my hometown, Tasmania, Luina, doesn't exist. But at least there, I've got photos of my dad kind of pushing through the forest and the undergrowth. So it's the west coast. It's actually, even though it's cold, there's like big ferns and stuff, which you more associate with tropical climates and all that sort of thing. But these are like Australian forest ferns kind of thing, even though it's fucking cold on the west coast of Tasmania. But yeah, him like kicking this kind of rock wall, saying this would have been our back fence, stuff like that. It turns out though that I only missed by about 20 years them razing all our homes to the ground and starting again. So that's why I couldn't find it on the first day. I rang my parents from a place that I recognised, which was an old swimming complex where the families all used to gather on weekends for picnics. And here's the thing. I think about the fact that when my parents went to Indonesia, they would have been in their late 30s, I guess. So, and it was, we were pretty well the first expat family on the island, which is fucking amazing. Like, to think that my parents took their 4-year-old from Tasmania to this fucking tiny island miles from, it still blows my mind that they took.
Why does that?
Because I think that's an incredible, I think it's an incredible risk. I think of the people I know now that won't even take their 2-year-old to Bali for a holiday.
Sure.
Because they're worried about the flight and it's a bit dirty and can't drink the water and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. But that's,
my parents packed up their lives and
that's something that people have done. Yeah, that generation as well. That's they did, because the world had to be explored and settled, particularly in the height of business and whatnot, when it really started to explode. I mean, there were so many opportunities, and someone had to go. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, right.
The other, I feel like maybe the unsung hero, for want of a better phrase, in all of it is my mum, because my mum had a career as well. Like dad was working as a metallurgist at the mine in Queenstown, in Mount Lyell, and mum was matron of the Queenstown Hospital. She wasn't allowed to work in Indonesia. Like Indonesian women didn't work, so she quit her career to go to this. My mum's a really strong, quite dominant woman. I can't even imagine what those conversations must have been like. You still haven't met my mum.
No.
But you might have a deeper appreciation of what I'm trying to say if you had met her. She's lovely, yeah, but Didn't take any shit. So, where does that get us to?
You went back to...
So I rang my dad.
Yes.
And said, this is what I can see. Oh, okay, no, wait. I remember what I was trying to get to. If you think of the typical kind of character that might... Like, you think of the guys that come to our gigs that do fly in, fly out to the mine sites in Western Australia and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they're drinkers and...
They're drinkers. Well, they're guys that spend a lot of time with other guys.
And they're middle Australian blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
Now my dad wasn't actually down in the mines, but a lot of the people that ended up coming to the island, of course, were...
big Tonka truck drivers.
Big Tonka truck drivers, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think back now to what it must have been like when I talk about them going to this swimming complex and having a gathering. Jesus, there must have been a lot of just beer and dumbness. Like us last night.
Right.
Letting our hair down.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of my parents like that.
Oh. Why?
Because that's just not the relationship I have with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, I never think of my parents as being like me, ever.
Okay. No one's like you though, Matty.
You mean we're all snowflakes?
No.
Oh.
Just no one's like you. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got pretty sunburnt.
I don't know anyone who's been attacked by a possum.
I got attacked by a possum. Looks pretty good though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 This is 7 days.
Matt got home one night and there was a possum outside his house and he said, "Go away, possum," and it went away via his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
It went the wrong way.
Which I didn't realise how bad it was until I just I definitely made a noise. So the possums have been keeping me awake at night. They've been coming into my ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
I think it's the same one.
Ah.
In my head, it's the same one. And I'm kind of, like, it's annoying when it wakes me up as dawn is breaking and... Matthew. No, I hear the roof tiles lift a bit, you know, that ceramic scraping on scraping noise.
Yeah. Well, they lift the roof tiles.
Well, I think they must get in through, and I've tried to fill that gap with, like, builder's foam where I thought they were getting in. Yeah, so I hear that noise. So I know what that noise sounds like. You know what that noise sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, in my head, I've come to understand it used to run along the roof line and then down into the wall cavity. Yeah. And then that really shit me because he made a lot of noise down there and I didn't like the idea of him being down in the wall cavity. Yeah. But now he just comes in and just kind of sleeps. So I hear him kind of come in and then scratch around a bit. It's like, would you just... And then he obviously, like you just hear the rustling as his big brushy tail kind of on the ceiling. And then he just goes to sleep. And I'm kind of okay with that, in the sense that he's clever. He's a clever possum.
But what if he electrocutes himself on your ceiling fan again?
That is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad time. That was a bad time in my life.
Could I tell him?
Yeah, go and tell him.
So, Matt's had possums in his roof for a while. On and off.
On and off.
Once upon a time, there was a bit of a bad smell. And...
In fairness, I say, mind you, I had called the possum man to come and get the possums out, and he came up and said, "There's no holes big enough for a possum to get in here. You got rats." Okay.
Oh, great, that's good news.
So what do I do about that for $250, Mr. Possum Man? He said, "No, I'll just throw some baits up there."
Call the rat guy.
Yeah. Yeah, which I didn't like either. I didn't, I don't like killing shit.
Yeah.
But I don't like rats in my roof either.
Yeah.
Who wants that shit in their lives? That rat shit in their lives. Okay, go on.
So, bit of a bad smell in the roof, permeating down into the kitchen. Not good. And then, on the bench, maggots just appearing. And then Matt would clean them up, and then later on there'd be more maggots. Like, where are they coming from? What they're doing is they're coming from the extraction fan above the kitchen sink because the possum had been electrocuted on the top of the ceiling fan in the roof, and was obviously decomposing, and it was a perfect place for flies to reproduce.
Fucking hell.
How many weeks did you clean up maggots?
Oh, dude. It was the fucking... It was like a horror movie.
Out of nowhere, raining maggots. Well, you wouldn't even have thought, where are they coming from? Because suddenly, like, they're there again after you've left the room.
And then flies. Flies hatching in my house. Big, dumb, slow-moving, bumbling, horrible. Oh, God, it was awful.
Possum-bred flies.
And every night, for
This
maybe
is awful.
a week.
Do you know what this is? We've now become a horror podcast. We might get extra listeners now.
We might.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah,
By
every
extra,
night,
I mean
just
one.
Sweeping up flies. And
Oh, dude.
I wanted to... it's weird. I can't adequately describe how fucking horrific that was. The smell and the happenstance of it. And
Now, I completely understand like what the smell would be, because I used to work at the cinema and we would have dead rodents all the time, and they would be in wall cavities or in air-conditioned ducts and stuff like that. And decomposing animals, they are a terrible smell.
And it's a really distinct, obvious smell,
yeah.
and you know what it is. So I smelt the smell in the house and thought, oh, that's really awful. I can't... It took me a couple of days for my brain to pinpoint what it was. Like years and years ago, we'd caught a rat in a trap in our house in Adelaide and didn't know the trap had gone off. And by the time, like then I'm trying to track down the smell. It's like, oh, fuck, that's what it is. And so it immediately took me back 25 years to when, and it's the same smell.
Yeah.
So just that olfactory memory switch is really strong.
Yeah. I hate because I know that smell very well from my time working in the ceilings of the cinemas, which is where the projection rooms were. Because most projection rooms in cinemas were like they're all above the theatres, and there's literally just a roof space with air conditioning ducts between the projection room and the top of the building.
Yep.
So there's never really any insulation, and so there's lots of kind of things that can get in and out. So you would smell those smells, and I hate the fact that I know what that smell is so much, and so often I'm in a public space, like shopping centre or places that I work, and I know what the smell is, and I know that something's stuck somewhere, nearby the food court. I'm like, I mean, I get
nearby the food court.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate too that there are bugs and creepy crawlies all over the place, and that's just part of life. And we've survived with that, and it's not a problem. But the smell's no good.
No. I killed a lot of bugs riding in Billiton. I realised when I was wearing a white t-shirt
on your chest.
I do.
Yeah.
Just bug spatter heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Ickness, Everdeen.
First draft.
I'm in my pyjamas.
I think all things are pyjamas if you fall asleep in them.
Yeah, we had a conversation off camera. Yeah, I heard you. We had a conversation off camera, not today. And when I say off camera, I just mean in real life, where you said pyjamas are no good.
No, that's not. I think pyjamas are okay. They're fine. I get it.
Yeah, re-explain to me though what your thing was. Pyjamas are no good because I don't know if you then stay in them all day. It's icky.
That's true. See, I don't have...
It's midday, by the way.
Okay, I don't have pyjamas. I don't wear pyjamas to bed. I've always been, I think, from... early teenager. Look, I have I'm a hot body. My dad bod. But my body runs hot, so I don't generally like to wear a lot of clothing. And I certainly... If you put a blanket, just one sheet over me in winter and I'm warm. So I don't need to... snuggle up with a bunch of blankets to be all toasty because I'm already warm. So
my body runs cold.
Right. That's kind of unusual for men. Men are usually the hot bods and women are going, I'm so cold. Which I think is a hormonal thing. Yeah. How do you make it anyway?
Yeah. I know.
But
I told you I got propositioned many times on the way home last night.
Was it the conversation we had? I don't wear pajamas, so I kind of feel like if I wake up in the morning there's no sitting around in my bedclothes kind of just getting ready for the day or, not nice and relaxing. If I'm awake and I get out of bed, my day started. And I don't wind down at the end of the day, getting ready that idea of I'm getting ready for bed. I go and now it's bedtime, brush my teeth and in bed. It's like a 45-second transition. Other people though, they come home from work and they might go, I'm in for the night, I'm not going to go anywhere, I'm going to put my pajamas on and just, but I don't live like that. I think that was
I don't live like that. Okay. I was 12 when I first experimented with going to bed nude and found it really difficult because I was 12 years old and everything was hypersensitive. So I would climb in bed and immediately get an erection because everything was all frictiony and, this is nice. I can do this for the rest of my life. But now, as a fully formed adult, so for the last probably 12 or 18 months...
That was really tough for Matt when he was at boarding school, when he was 12.
I was kind of at boarding school.
Did you go to boarding school?
No, but I lived with my godparents.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
My parents shipped me off. They couldn't be fucking bothered anymore.
You wouldn't wear clothes to bed when you were 12. That's understandable. It's hard for parents. It's hard for you.
Shit, it was.
Really hard.
Yes. So, 12 or 18 months ago, I started wearing boxers to bed again because I felt like everything was... No.
Cardboard?
No. I used to pull my boxers off before I went to bed. My mum says I spoiled those dogs. But now I
didn't have a cocker spaniel.
I did have a cocker spaniel.
Oh
Lord. And now I've gone to wearing they're really light. They're lovely light cotton. Yeah. So I wear these to bed now, and I sleep better.
That's good.
Because I was I needed to find some way of trying to get back to normal sleep pattern.
Okay.
And I discovered that sleeping nude wasn't working for me. So it's boxers, okay. But this is better. I don't know, I can't explain it. I've always been a shirt on, pants off guy to bed. Because my shoulders get cold.
Often at gigs as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm in my pajamas. This is gig swag. I got this as a giveaway. It says Playboy Clubhouse.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I
get that with your Erica Aleniak Playboy.
I reckon I got this probably 10 years ago. This gig swag. I still got an unopened one because I got a whole bunch of them, and I love it. So that's my favourite sleeping shirt, and that's what I always take away with me. I take my favourite pillow away. I haven't needed it. Everywhere I've stayed, pillows have been really good. I stayed in the same room number in both hotels.
Oh, that's freaky.
I know. How's that?
Yeah.
527, both places.
Ooh, that's real freaky.
And I told the guy when I checked in here, what? That's crazy. I said, no, right? Yeah. That's good. Yeah, this has been a difficult listen, I reckon.
Yeah, look, it's been a difficult talk, to be fair. Not that, just mean we've both had trouble talking.
Oh.
Yeah.
I slept really badly the night before last, which is why I slept 8 hours today. And Dom actually didn't wake me up, but I woke up, looked at my phone. It was just a message from the Dom that said, "You'll come." That said, "Matt," with 3 exclamation marks. I don't know how you thought that was going to help.
I was worried.
Yeah, but how was that going to help?
I was worried about you. Because you walked home the wrong way last night, twice.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Twice?
Yeah, I did. That's how I got to come and have another beer with you guys.
Because here's what... All right, so before we...
I'm the fucking worst.
Before we finish, I'll tell you the little story. So we said goodnight to the girls. The girls decided they had to go to bed, and this is probably 12:30ish, and Matt said, I've got to go too. And Andy, who was over here, had a flight delayed by about 8 hours, and so his flight, instead of leaving at bloody 10:30, got pushed back to 5:30.
That is rough, isn't it?
Yeah, and so he would have had to leave the hotel at 3. So I just said, mate, I'll stay up. We'll go get some more beers from the 7-Eleven-y type place, or the Circle K, whatever
Circle
it is.
K.
Yeah. And he says, no, well, we just go sit on the beach on the lounges. He said, yeah, that's cool, all right, because we had a nice couple of days hanging out. So we were in the Circle K, and I got the 2 beers, and I turn around, and then this is about 5 minutes after Matt's gone home, you see him walk past the Circle K. And I'm like, what?
Which was in the opposite direction to the one I'd headed in to start with, which was the right way.
Yeah. And I've shouted out Matt. So he's walked back and I bought a third beer and I made you hang out with us for another hour. And he finally said, I really have to go to bed. I'm exhausted. I've hardly eaten for 2 days.
Poppers was going to the airport. Like he was leaving then, wasn't he?
No. We just ran out of beer.
What?
Then we had another hour to go.
Oh, fuck. I left because I thought it was done.
No, you left because you were like, I have to go.
Yeah, no, but...
The beer was done. We were empty. So we were getting up. We were like, all right, we've got to go. Anyway.
Okay.
Point being, Matt
I thought I'd stay till the natural conclusion of the evening.
Matt walked home the wrong way twice.
I did.
And I only realised it this morning when I looked up where his hotel was. I'm like, Matt's walked home the wrong way twice. He's usually up and about really early. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't responded to my message I sent almost 2 hours ago. I'm a bit worried because he's also not read the message. Because you can see whether it's been read. This is on Messenger. So then that's when I texted you, like, Matt, with 3 exclamation marks.
Oh. Have I read your Messenger message?
I'll read it now and see what I said.
But I don't think there is one.
No, there is.
That's the issue.
No, there is. It says podcast.
Oh, yeah.
At what time?
But look, there was a nothing there a moment ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate it when
so
there's
I didn't
nothing
know
there.
there was a... Yeah, right. 9:20 podcast.
There's a really, really good chance that by the time we both get back to Melbourne over the next couple of days, we will be sane again. Because we're a bit loopy.
You say that, but I don't feel like this is actually very different to most of the other ones we do.
Oh. Sorry. Oh well.
Do you? Really?
I don't feel like it's a lot different,
Yeah.
but I know that I am feeling loopy. And
okay.
You're feeling loopy too.
No, I'm not loopy.
When I touched you before.
Manaka and bacon.
Yeah, you felt loopy.
I missed breakfast this morning.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of coffee. Do you know what? I slept about 2 hours last night because I had those. I bought a packet of chocolate-covered coffee beans. So after I said goodbye to Poppers at 3 a.m, by 5 a.m, I was awake again. I was like, oh,
I don't like them.
Chocolate-covered coffee
Yeah,
beans.
that's why I only had one last night. I had one and then was reminded that I really just don't... Because the whole walk home, and I got to have a good long walk home.
Yeah.
I reckon I walked about 1.5 km instead of about 600 metres.
300 metres.
Shut your fucking mouth. Anyway.
600 metres. Sometimes it takes 600 metres to walk 300 because you're drunk. Yeah, but you just
First draft.
directionally challenged.
Just the whole time, there's another bit of errant coffee beans stuck in my teeth.
Oh, I love that.
The gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Oh, well.
I don't rate it.
Speaking of the gift that keeps giving,
Yes.
we're going to say goodbye now. Well, I'm going to say goodbye. Matt can keep talking if he wants to, but I'm going to turn everything off. And I'm going to go down the road there, past Circle K, to...
I know that place.
To Yes Salon, to get a 4-hands massage.
Good.
It's massage in stereo.
I'm going to watch
Oh.
in the corner.
Actually, we can make it podcast number 2. Yeah. It's just basically me going... It's because I have a sore neck from surfing.
Yeah.
At
Dom
Wollongong
went wakeboard circing.
Yeah.
Circing.
Yeah. It was good. I fell every time, but I got better at it. Eventually I got a bit cocky and I fell forward onto my hands and hurt my shoulder. I went, I'm going to sit out the rest of it. I've had fun.
Dude.
I did well, but any more, this could end poorly. It was good fun though.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Although I did kind of feel 40.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like physically, like I felt, like it was all good and strong, but it was like, then I fell and hurt myself. I was like, oh, that's right. I have a, you've been alive for a long time injury. Yeah. That you don't, when you're a kid, you just bounce off shit because you don't hurt yourself like that.
Yeah.
Or if you do those kind of injuries when you're a kid, you repair a lot better than if you do it when you're adults. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. But other than that, it was fun. We got Steve to go down some water slides. He doesn't like water slides.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't like those at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Doesn't like them. But he was like, no, that was cool. Should we do another one? No.
Wow.
We got him to go down too. He was very brave.
Shit, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That was that thing. I don't find them super fun either, but when someone else is going, no, I'm like, no, come on. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was good.
If, by the way, you are one of the people who watches and listens to this and doesn't necessarily subscribe
Hasn't turned
to
off yet.
our Facebook stuff. I've been cataloguing my journey on Facebook, kind of like a blog, but not, and not a huge read, but just interesting little stories that pop into my head. So if you're at all interested, you could have a look at some of the things I've written. Yeah, I'm reasonably eloquent.
In writing?
In writing.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, no, tough. Hey, if you've got this far with this podcast, please come to our showy thing on
yes.
Tuesday.
Please come to our showy thing on Tuesday.
Thanks to the 5 people that have bought tickets so far. Hopefully we'll get a rush of interest in the next 5 days.
Yeah, I hope so.
Otherwise it'll be it'll be intimate. And I will stutter.
Wow, what's going on there?
Stutter rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we should play that. That should be the secret song we play.
I'm living on my own. I'm dying for a friend to say, you're great!
Wow.
But I'm under the hammer. Yeah, because all I seem to do is stir.
All right, go, Anvil.
Hammer. Well, no one's ever seen what I mean from the age of 13.
That's funny.
Isn't it good?
Very funny.
Okay.
Hey there, people. Want you land in here? We'll have a story to tell, and I'm telling it. Anyway, bye, everyone. I mean, slider biscuits.
Man today.
Oh. Yeah.
Crackers.
What's going on there? There's fucking jingle bells next door. Oh, well, we are going to go. See ya.